Don't understand.
Chopper lifestyle. What go on, my people? Big up on yourself. You know, we're there again, quick and fast. You don't know how we go to work already. You know, we record Mutabaruka. You see it in a real time. You understand, my people? So all you have to do is just like, share, and subscribe. Share it to your friends, all your loved ones. You see what me I say? Yeah, man. To the cat and the dog, yard and abroad. So with that said, my people, you know how the thing come down. All you have to do, put 500 likes on this video, because you know we got to work already. We are putting in the work, and we have to put in the work by just like it and share it. And please, when you subscribe, personalize your notification. So when we upload video, you can see all the videos, and you can come and make a comment. You know what I mean? And we can reason. People, you don't know the thing come down. Cutting edge, Mutabaruka settings. And remember, we're recording a real time. So you see it?
They are with you until 2 o'clock. So I hope you can stay with me and just listen to what we have to deal with. If it's even the music, then, you understand? Because we always select the music to suit the ears, you understand? So we say, a cutting edge, place getting chilly, as I would say. Chilly. Taking a break and come forward. Cutting edge as usual. You know, the rain stopped now. Apparently the rain stopped. And, December is always chilly. Well, I want to say the chill start get chillier now. Everything gone up a notch. Because which part me there, trust me, man, it cold like our. I'm foggy, like me there in England. You know, so I don't know if December just started, it feels so. I don't know where I got down the line, yeah. So it's another thing we have to look out for now. You know, the rain, the heat. Remember the heat? In a May there, the heat is terrible. And then now the rain come. And then now we feel the cold, you know. So start to hear the politicians them get louder. Because them are going to have them election soon. And next year, big election. So the Prime Minister start promise you way more, promise you know, I hear him talk about the crime rate and the gang them. But every time you come on the radio, you say the same thing. At how much years no more you say, we have to cut down the crime. We have to get rid of the gangs. You know what I say? How much gang you get rid of? Him say, why, get rid of at least half a amount of gang them. I want to say, don't feel away there, no. Because years before me stop going on and watch there, years me hear Mr. Chang say, if him get down the crime rate, the murder rate to 800, he may feel good. And me always say, but this man have no ambition. 800 murder in a year, and you go feel better. Well, since him say that till now, the crime rate not go below 1,000. It not go below 1,000. And you have 1,000 people dead already. And you have a month and a half left for the year done. So I guess them see it as good because less amount of people they get murdered at this time of the year last year. I don't feel good about it. Because I don't say a little country like this should have 1,000 murder and the year not done yet. It's weird. And the government is a weird government. You know, we hear about how much new equipment them getting and how much this and that, and still the thing now move. I don't feel proud. Remember when the man said, him again, when he was the minister, the minister of security, him say, a 200 gun, according to the intelligence, a 200 gun per month are coming on the island. I know you them take, I don't think them, watch out. Them man they talk about 200 gun coming on the island. I could have more than that too. Him go here about 200, but guess what? I never see him catch 200 gun yet in a month. I never see them have 200 gun where them can say, we get 200 gun in a month. So I don't know is what them I say. Confusion in a room. Believe you me, confusion in a room. But what the people them know say, life is for living, man. And you have to just do the good where you can do, as best you can do it. Because you don't know what tomorrow going to bring. Tomorrow is another day. And none of it don't know what it bring. You know, see, some people left them yard early and don't reach home back. You understand? Some people have planned big plans like most ones. Most ones have big plans, but the plan sometimes don't work out. Because some of them plan to take money too. And money now swing like first time. At least in some circles. Some circles the money not really dead like first time. Take a break and come forward. Yes.
It's the next.
The crowd come down. Well, place before the crowd come down. I hope I'm the right one, you know, why you listen to
In this video, you'll learn about 3 unforgettable Black historical figures that you were never taught in school, but helped in shaping global history in very significant ways. From discovering and leading a band of free slaves to forming a new settlement in a new land, to the tale of a woman demanding that her right be respected in a time when women were not regarded with any significance. What you'll learn shortly will blow your mind. Let's get right into it. Gaspar Yanga. Gaspar Yanga is popular as the Primer Libertador de America, or First Liberator of the Americas. He is notable for leading one of colonial Mexico's first successful slave uprisings, and would go on to establish one of America's earliest free Black settlements. Gaspar, often called Yanga, or Yanga, was born on May 14, 1545. He is said to be one of the Brand people from the royal lineage of Gabon, located in today's West Africa, where he was born and raised before he was captured and sold into slavery in Mexico, and given the name Gaspar Yanga after his capture. Yanga was an enslaved worker in the sugarcane plantations of Veracruz, Mexico. While working under terrible conditions, in 1570, Yanga was able to convince some group of people, and with his group of new followers, revolted against their authorities. For more than 40 years, Yanga assumed the role of spiritual and military leader and was able to structure an agricultural community that performed effectively and also produced an although there is no clear record of how this movement developed. By 1609, this community of former slaves included more than 500 men, and consequently, there were rumors that Yanga and his men were planning a large-scale revolt against the Spanish authorities. Yanga also had a band called the Cimarrones. While this group helped to ensure order and calm in the community, Yanga and his band were perceived as being a threat to the colonial system of slavery, as they acted in a daring manner and opposed activities of the royal commerce and authority. Indeed, Yanga and his men grew in power and influence and became a threat to the Spanish government. Warnings increased during the reign of Viceroy Luis de Velasco, and the Viceroy was alerted of a possible Black uprising. According to the rumors, this uprising would see the runaways murder whites and name a Black maroon as king. De Velasco didn't give much attention to these rumors at first, but rather ordered the severe whipping of several enslaved people who had already been imprisoned for other kinds of crimes. After some period, the band was implicated in the disruption and looting of trade goods. Yanga's maroon not only plundered the haciendas and farms in order to survive, they also attacked the Viceroyalty-era Mexico-Veracruz Road. This was along the Camino Road, also known as the Royal Road, which lies between Veracruz and Mexico City. It was an important road that connected the Gulf's main port with the capital of New Spain. The band was also held responsible for attacking nearby haciendas and kidnapping indigenous women. The continuous attacks became a source of trouble for the authorities. Throughout the colonial period, the roads where these attacks were prominent was the most used transit and communication route in the Americas, and its economic importance was essential for the development of Spain. The attacks got the viceroy upset, and he sent some militias to subdue Yanga and his group. Their community was eventually attacked, and they tried to destroy Yanga and his group. They assumed that destroying the community and its leader would serve as a deterrent to other would-be rebellious slaves, that the Spanish authority over them was absolute. However, the fugitives were able to defend themselves on several occasions. This was because their hiding places were difficult to access, and this allowed the Maroon to easily defend themselves. The rebellion was really fatal. The losses were high, and led to several further attacks on the Royal Road, which further destabilized the viceregal economy. The Spanish authority eventually became helpless, as this clearly proved that waging a war against the Maroons was an unprofitable and hopeless enterprise. In 1609, there was news that the Africans intended to kill the inhabitants of the capital and crown Yanga as king. This really got the viceroy upset, and he quickly instructed the Spanish authorities to send a well-armed militia to defeat Yanga and his palanque. The troop of about 550 were led by Pedro Gonzalez de Herrera, and they marched out from Puebla. About 100 soldiers in the troops were regulars, while the rest were conscripts and adventurers. The Maroons, on the other hand, were an irregular force with 100 fighters holding firearms and the other 400 armed with stones, machetes, bows, and arrows. At this time, Yanga was already old, so the troop was led by Francisco de la Matosa, an Angolan. Yanga was able to use his troop's superior knowledge of the terrain to resist the Spaniards. His goal was to cause the Spanish enough pain and draw them in for a negotiation. This strategy worked. As soon as the Spanish team approached, Yanga sent out his terms for peace via a captured Spaniard. He made a deal which was similar to that made between the Indians and Spaniards, which ended their hostility. The Indians requested for self-rule and agreed to support the Spaniards if they were never attacked. But the Spanish authorities were not ready to give up just yet. They sent another group to Yanga and his palanque, and they were faced with another strong defense from Yanga and his men. This time, both parties suffered severe casualties. After several other defeats, Yanga offered to make peace, but this time gave the Spaniards 11 conditions. Some of the most important conditions in his term was the recognition of the freedom of all of the palanque's residents prior to 1608, acknowledgement of the settlement as a legal entity, which Yanga and his descendants would govern, and the prohibition of any Spanish person in the community. And in turn, Yanga promised to serve and pay tribute to the Spanish crown. This took years of negotiations. Finally, in 1618, the treaty was signed, and the town of San Lorenzo de los Negros was officially recognized by Spanish authorities as a free black settlement. By 1630, the town of San Lorenzo de los Negros de Saralvo was established. The town is located in today's Veracruz province and is now known as Yanga. In 1871, about 50 years after Mexico gained their independence, Yanga was designated as a national hero of Mexico and also named the El Primer Libertador de las Americas. Much of the story of Yanga was collected and published in an anthology in 1870 by Vicente Riva Palacio. He characterized the Maroons of San Lorenzo de los Negros as proud men who would not be defeated. Like Coronado, Peralta, de Vargas. The efforts of these men brought families of soldiers to settle in areas now called New Spain. Their efforts was to get back lands originally occupied by indigenous Pueblo peoples since the 13th century. There are so many documented horrors inflicted on the Pueblo people during the claim of their land by the Spanish. The victory over the Pueblo people are celebrated during the Entrada and other fiestas. However, while this happened, one woman was challenging the effort of the Spanish authority to affirm the survival of Catholicism and Spanish bloodlines while suppressing other faiths and ethnicities. You may have heard of the heroic stories of Black women freedom fighters like Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, and Mary Ann Shadd. You've been taught the history of Black women fighting for freedom. However, you may not know that women have been revolting against oppression as far back as the 16th century with the effort of Black women like Isabelle de Olvera. Isabelle Olvera was one of these women. In fact, she was at the forefront of it. Isabelle was a free woman of African descent. She lived in Querétaro, Mexico, and joined a relief expedition traveling on the Guerra de Reza expedition to Santa Fe. The mission of the expedition was to strengthen the Spanish claim to the colonized province of Santa Fe de Nuevo Mexico. During this period, she will travel as a servant to a Spanish woman. Although there is just very little story about her that is known, her impact and commitment to the liberation of enslaved African Americans remains a remarkable influence in Black history. She is well known for an extraordinary deposition that she filed with the mayor of Querétaro, Don Pedro Lorenzo de Castilla. She stood before 3 witnesses, a free black man, a mestiza woman, and a black slave woman, and dictated the following. I'm going on the expedition to New Mexico and have some reason to fear that I may be annoyed by some individual, since I am a mulatta, and it is proper to protect my rights in such an eventuality by an affidavit showing that I am a free woman, unmarried, and the legitimate daughter of Hernando, a Negro, and an Indian named Magdalena. I therefore request your grace to accept this affidavit, which shows that I am free and not bound by marriage or slavery. I request that a properly certified and signed copy be given to me in order to protect my rights, and that it carry full legal authority. I demand justice. Although there is no clear record, the document somehow made its way into Spanish colonial archives. The document became a strong symbol of women and showcased Isabelle's understanding of personal freedom. Olvera knew that her cherished freedom could be restricted in 2 ways. One was through slavery, and the other way was in marriage. With the cross-cultural and competitive histories of the colonizers of the African-American continents, it's quite amazing that the expressed sentiments of a black woman survives until this day. Isabelle's affidavit remains a legal document in the historical archives of 2 countries in both Mexico and the United States. It remains the oldest recorded example found of a black woman speaking up for herself. Although her journey started in Mexico, she deemed the document necessary for her travel to New Mexico. She demanded justice and respect for her existence, singleness, freedom, and future. What makes Isabelle a more phenomenal woman was how she was able to understand the concept of freedom as a woman in a time when women had very little liberty. Not to mention that she was a black woman with a mixed racial heritage. The confidence embedded in her statement remains inspirational, and her character and determination would help lift the voices and strengthen the resolve of so many other freedom fighters. Isabelle made her freedom a priority, and in Querétaro, her freedoms were a matter of public knowledge. The 3 witnesses also verified that Isabelle de Olvera was an unmarried mulatto woman of free status. While she was scared that her freedom may be challenged as she moved up north, she still went on the journey, even though she knew that she may be annoyed by some individual, as she called it, on her expedition to New Mexico. Her powerful words still remain relevant even in our world today, as we live in a time when certain rights and liberties of women are being constantly threatened and trifled. It wasn't out of place that her rights would be trampled on while traveling with 73 soldiers. They took several items, such as food, livestock, and other supplies, including nails, medicine, boots, powder, silver daggers, silk hats, linen shirts, and 8 dread bars of soap. Many scholars suggest that her statement was made to ensure that she was protected from advances from soldiers while they traveled. The stories about what happened to Olvera upon her arrival in New Mexico, her writing provided an understanding of women of that time, as the main records we have of black and mulatto women from this period come from church documentation of marriages, baptisms, and burials, and from court cases regarding witchcraft. Historians suggest that women of color in New Mexico sought power over their precarious situations and often abusive husbands by drawing on the help of local curanderas and medicine women. This resulted in the women being accused of practicing witchcraft. Others, like Isabelle, appealed to governing bodies for protection of their status as free women. The significance of de Olvera's statement is an incredible explication of a black woman's attempt to navigate a patriarchal and Spanish-dominated system that was designed to keep women powerless. Olvera exemplifies the ongoing intermixing of indigenous American African peoples, the construction of race in colonial North America, and the presence of black women in New Mexico. From its earliest written records, exploring Africa, but it seems as though Africans were a bunch of primitive people that never left their lands and never had to explore or see other worlds. But one man makes us see otherwise. Estevanico, also known as Esteban de Durantes or Mustafa Azamori, was born in Azamor, Morocco in 1500 and was said to have disappeared in 1539. He is recorded as the first African to explore North America. There is very little written about his background. Some contemporary records show that he's from the Maghreb region of North Africa. However, in some of the recent accounts, he goes by his personal nicknames, Estevanico, which means Little Stephen, or Azamori, and El Negro, which is a common name in Spanish meaning the black. Different translations of the Spanish accounts describe him as an Arabic-speaking black man and a native of Azamor. Estevanico was sold into slavery in 1522 at a very young age, while growing up in the Portuguese-controlled Moroccan town of Azamor, right on the Atlantic coast. He He was sold to a Spanish nobleman, Andres Dorantes de Carranza. The nature of slave trade in Spain was quite different from what was seen in the transatlantic slave trade. In Spain, the slaves had several paths to freedom. It is not clear whether Azamori was raised as a Muslim in Morocco, but he must have definitely converted to Christianity. This is because the Spanish Empire at the time didn't allow non-Catholics to travel to New Spain, so he must have converted to Catholicism before he was allowed to be a part of the expedition. He was given the Christian name Estevan, which is Spanish for Stephen, after his baptism. Estevanico was part of the Narvaez expedition with some other 300 men. The expedition was led by the newly appointed governor of La Florida, Panfilo de Narvaez. They left Cuba in February 1528 on a mission to go to Isla de las Palmas, near present-day Tampico, Mexico. They planned to establish new settlements in that region. However, strong winds forced them to the western coast of Florida. The fleet fortunately landed in present-day St. Petersburg, Florida, on the shores of Boca Ciega Bay. Narvaez was dissatisfied and ordered his ships with 100 men and 10 women to sail north in search of a large harbor, which he was assured was nearby. He then led another 300 men with 42 horses and moved along the coast with hopes of rejoining with his ships at the large harbor. Unfortunately, there was no border north of Boca Ciega Bay, and Narvaez never saw his ships again. The group later marched 300 miles north and got into an armed confrontation with the Native Americans. The survivors built boats to sail westward along the Gulf Coast shoreline with hopes of reaching Pianuco and the Rio de las Palmas. Unfortunately, they faced a storm when they were near Galveston Island, Texas. Just 80 men out of the 300 survived the storm and were washed ashore at Galveston Island. In 1529, Estevanico and 2 other survivors from one boat became enslaved by Coalitican Indians. In 1532, they were reunited with a survivor from another boat, and the 4 survivors spent years as slaves on the Texas Barrier Islands. In 1534, Estevanico and other 3 survivors, Andres Dorantes de Carranza, Alonso del Castillo Maldonado, and Cabeza de Vaca, finally escaped their captivity and traveled west into present-day Texas in southwestern U.S. and northern Mexico. They became medicine men. As medicine men, they served as traditional healers and spiritual leaders, serving the indigenous people of the Americas. They became the first Europeans and Africans to enter the American West. They walked a total of 2,000 miles after landing in Florida and finally reached the Spanish settlement in Sinaloa. After some time, they left there and traveled 1,000 miles to the south to Mexico City. Traveling as medicine men, Estevanico and his other 3 companions were welcomed and treated with great respect. They were offered food, shelter, and gifts from different villages, who also held celebrations in their honor. They moved from one village to another, and oftentimes followed by more than 3,000 people. Estevanico and his other 3 companions traveled through different parts of the continent and western Mexico, into the Sonoran Desert, to the region of Sonora in New Spain, which is present-day Mexico. After finding a small Spanish settlement, the 4 survivors traveled 1,000 miles to the south of Mexico City and arrived in July 1536. In 1542, Cabeza de Vaca published the Relacion, a book that chronicled their 8-year survival journey and also detailed the life of Estevanico. It was reprinted in 1555 and became the first published book to describe the people, wildlife, flora, and fauna of inland North America, and was also the first to describe the American bison. In the book, Cabeza de Vaca often referred to Estevanico as their leader, as he went ahead of the other 3 survivors. He had learned some parts of the indigenous language and was able to interact with them. When Estevanico arrived in Mexico City, Antonio de Mendoza, who was the viceroy of New Spain, appointed him as the guide in expeditions to the north. In 1539, Estevanico left Mexico City and traveled to Sinaloa. There, he accompanied Friar Marcos de Niza as the guide in search of the fabled 7 cities of Cibola, preceding Coronado by a year. Estevanico was also appointed by the viceroy of New Spain in 1539 to serve as the main guide for a return expedition to the southwest, led by Fray Marcos de Niza. He went ahead of the main team with another group of Sonoran Indians. During this period, he was instructed to communicate back to the main party by sending crosses. It was agreed that the size of the cross should be equal to the wealth discovered. One day, a cross arrived that was as tall as a person, and this caused Niza and his main party to step up their pace in order to join the scouts. This happened when Estevanico reached the village of Huica, which is in present-day New Mexico. Sadly, this was where Estevanico met his end. Marcos de Niza reported in his own accounts that Estevanico was killed in the Pueblo of Huahuica in 1539. Estevanico became the first non-native to visit Pueblo lands. There is no clear record of the cause or manner of Estevanico's death, and there may never be any. All of the stories of his death are based on legend and speculation. Some historians have also narrated that he was killed because the Zuni did not believe that he was a representative of the European Party. Others speculate that he was killed for demanding turquoise and women. Another account said that because Estevan wore owl feathers and carried a medicine man's gourd, the Zuni people may have thought that he was impersonating a medicine man, which made them kill him. A different account in 2002 by Francisco Mara suggested that the Zuni did not kill Estevanico, but rather he and his friends remained among the Ashui people, who probably helped him fake his death so he could regain his freedom. Some folklore even say that the Kachina figure, Chakwena, is based on Estevanico. However, both in historical and modern depictions, Estevanico is shown as a great explorer, a physical and moral guide, and a conquistador. If you find this video valuable, we're just scratching the surface with our history. The video on the screen shares some more Black history we were never taught in school. Click on it to watch it.
You're not here! Continent!
Darwin coming to land, the basis of power. If you don't have any land, you don't have no power. And we can see that most of the wars that is fought have been fought and is still fighting over land. Yes, land. So don't take it lightly. Make them put you in a cubicle and claim to them I give you a house. You want land to man not just live in a house. Man live in a them yard. Land space very important. Take a break and come forward.
The battle.
Yes. Anyway, we're going to take some phone call. Yes, we're going to take some phone call. And we don't want the phone call them be like political statement. We take long and not say nothing. You understand? Just make your point and we work it out. But nobody have any long talking right now. You understand? Because people them cost me more time. See how me I deal with. Why it's about how I deal with. But you can't make one man stay up on the phone so long. But that's how it go. We're going to play this.
Some of the biggest names in AI are raising the alarm about their own creations. Now, I know there's an understandable impulse here to eye roll because after all, the signatories include some of the very people who are pushing out the generative AI models that they are now issuing warnings about. In an open letter published on Tuesday, more than 1,100 signatories call for a moratorium on state-of-the-art AI development. Signatories include Elon Musk, who helped co-found GPT-4 maker OpenAI before breaking with the company in 2018, along with Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak, as well as the Skype co-founder. The letter says, we call on all AI labs to immediately pause for at least 6 months the training of AI systems more powerful than ChatGPT-4, including the currently being trained GPT-5. It was released by the Future of Life Institute, which is a non-profit that works to reduce catastrophic risks. This letter adds, this pause should be public and verifiable and include all key factors. And if such a pause cannot be enacted quickly, government should step in and institute a moratorium. More to the point, the signatories include foundational figures in artificial intelligence, including Yoshua Bengio, who actually pioneered the AI approach known as deep learning, Stuart Russell, a leading researcher at UC Berkeley's Center for Human Compatible AI, and Victoria Krakovna, a research scientist at DeepMind. These are people who know AI, and they're warning that society is not ready for the increasingly advanced systems that labs are actually racing to deploy. Although it might seem like an AI race is inevitable because of the profit and prestige incentives in the industry, also because of the geopolitical competition, all that really means is that the true challenge is to change the underlying incentive structure that drives all factors as we speak. The open letter actually echoes this point. We need a moratorium on powerful AI is what the open letter says. So we have a chance to ask ourselves, should we let machines flood our information channels with propaganda and untruth? Should we automate away all the jobs, including the fulfilling ones? Should we develop non-human minds that might eventually outnumber, outsmart, obsolete, and replace us? Should we risk loss of control of our civilization? In other words, we don't have to build robots that will steal our jobs. But what about the other assumption that we shouldn't slow down AI because it can bring the world so many benefits? The key point here is that we've got to strike a wise balance between potential benefits and potential risks. It doesn't make sense to barrel ahead with developing ever more powerful AI without at least some measure of confidence that the risks will be manageable. And those risks aren't just about whether advanced AI could one day pose an existential threat to humanity, but about whether they'll change the world in ways many of us will actually reject. The more power the machinery has to disrupt life, the more confident we'd better be that we can handle the disruptions and think they're worthwhile. In fact, OpenAI said in a recent statement that at some point, it may be important to get independent review before starting to train future systems, and for the most advanced efforts to agree to limit the rate of growth of compute used for creating new models. The tech heavyweights who signed the open letter agree. That point, they say, is now.
Yes, AI. That's what the argument is about. AI, that thing that going take over your work, take over your job. You don't believe me? Watch and see. Remember when we start talking about AI, it come like a science fiction movie where mimic. But now everywhere you turn, you hear about AI. Watch and see, the man say, I hear him name there, Zuckerberg or whatever him name say, iPhone in your hand will be obsolete soon. Yes. Little more you're not going to use iPhone. You think them easy. Them have your buy phone. Well, not me, but them have your buy phone every time a new one come out. And the new one don't really have things where the other one can't do. You know, see it. But them have the youth, them a rush to spend $1,000 just to buy a phone, and them have the phone already. Them have a phone already, you know. And the phone I work quite okay. But through them program them way there, we get program. One run out, go buy a phone. It's weird. It's really weird. Yes, Ian.
Yes, Mother.
Yeah, blessed man.
Yeah, Mother like you that song there with me, Mother play with Black Ross sing Wednesday.
No, hold on. I mean your Muta, you know.
Yeah, them don't know, man.
They know you say that like get that song that we Muta sing.
I know Mother. The brother will come from Ghana with the dip with Kabu. Sunday, him sing a song about Rasta no go a barber shop with chimmy, shavy. I don't know if you ever hear it. But me never had hear it a play upon.
No, me never hear it. By who do it?
The brother from Ghana where Kabu in an interview Sunday.
Web name. Me never listen to a Kabu. Web name.
In name, I can name say name Black Ross.
Black Rasta, from Ghana.
Right.
Yeah, me know him.
Yeah, man, him sing a song, but me never had heard play when say Rasta no go a barber shop.
Well, you have to know, so when a Ghana, the man make the song, and a whole heap of song from Ghana no reach out.
Okay.
So maybe,
but me
maybe know that you mention it, them say, yeah, because I'm there with her, I play it, him give her.
So there's no we can't hear a song like that.
Yeah, you can't hear it if me play it. If me have it, me play it, yes. Maybe she no forget it and give me, maybe the bridging. I want to tell them good as it all send me to the Bible. Look at me, WhatsApp them.
Yo, but me love that song, the Muta, because you hear it as you know, because holy Rasta man, you know, I'm sure you, because me all the while me pass and see them. Like them have long locks, but them have well shaved up. Like every 2 months, them have go a barber shop, go get groomed.
Shave the side. Them shave the side.
Eh?
Them shave the side.
Yeah, them shave up the side and get
shave off them like beard and all them.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that thing.
The eye know I still know, and I know the eye still, but you know, from long time, come did keep a bingy one a long time. Up a Lion there, up Clarendon there.
Okay.
With
Yeah, man.
Lenny there, Lenny and Bert, some longer time.
Yeah, me know Bert, man,
Long time, man.
Joel and all them, man.
I see you, man, Joel.
Yeah.
Righteously.
Yeah, man.
When last day I see Joel or any other man there?
A long time I don't see Joel, you know, but me know say when they're dead, look, Bert, you know, you call first, and be dead, you know.
Who, Bert?
Yeah, Bert.
Bert the drop out, the one that did live by East.
Yeah, the tall one, yeah, man.
Yes.
Long time.
So him never go foreign. Me think him there foreign.
No, man, him there long time, man. A long time I don't see Joel, though. Long time I don't see Joel.
And I call her Lenny too.
Yeah, man.
Lenny
Where we just start sight, you know. Me and Joel and Bert, them used, well, not me, but Bert and Joel, them used to control a little culture shop down
Hope
Road there. I used every day. Me and you go there, go sit down, you know. Like me go to work, and me not go to work, there's a reason. There's a reason.
Yeah, man,
that time I live at Twickenham Park.
I too far early, but well, actually Lenny, I really know about when I did keep the bingy. Remember the guy that passed for the bingy that did find at the 70s up line at Clarendon there.
Yeah.
And I'm on site up here, 1 and 2 places I'm still where Rastafari meet, Scotch Pass and more things.
Yeah, but
me not really hold up the line till the music really want you check. My money, if you have it.
I could have it too. I could have it. But no, that.
All right, check it out. Check it out, all right.
All right, I give that. Yeah. Yes. Bert, man. Joel, the man there sit down and talk about Rasta till and Benaya. He never mentioned Benaya. Benaya, the brethren name Benaya, man. Oh gosh. The amount of sit down and talk, you know, we sit down and talk and shape the thinking, shape the mind. I want to help them youth to them something less still. I don't help them youth because as youth come up, you know. We sit down and talk till hey, live among some data, you know, where up a Red Hills. And me I tell you, know, if we start talk all 5 o'clock, you know, all 5 o'clock the next morning, we still talk and a reason, you know. And I share views and points. We I share. I don't know if the man I do it now. I could say everybody has smoke herbs. And then just that, the man smoke herbs, not no time to talk. Because usually when we didn't know is that man a burn chalice. Sit down and a burn chalice. Me I say anybody a burn chalice, you know, in a communal way. Not just burning chalice, but burn it in a communal way. Or maybe I true me now go amongst man and man still, but the youth, them just in a them spliff. Yeah. Just in a them spliff. Them no know what them call it. Sacramental thing. Yeah, Rastafari get your permission to say burn her because them say that's sacrament. I don't know if them use it as sacrament. Them I use it like in lieu of cigarette. Yes, in lieu of cigarette. Them say them a burn herbs. And it's sacrament. Rasta get the go ahead to use it as. Not as a point of reference to go on to something else. You know, see it? And that we see the youth them a do. Only for them now gone past all herbs too. That terrible thing. Yeah, man, them gone past all herbs, man. I don't know the Ventolin don't reach her yet. I don't know if it reach her, but them did have the Mali the other day. Look like the Mali gone down, liquor. And the coca come back. Yes. Come like the coca come back. I don't know where I go on, boy. this Americanization of consciousness and thinking is something else. Yes, the Americanization of the thinking is something else. But we have to go through, you know. Yeah, we have to go through. Because even though them have pressure the thing, we still have to go through. We want to play this to the people, them. Very serious thing. We want to play this to the people, them. Listen to this. In Singapore.
In Singapore, there is no trash. Every day, over 2,400 trucks collect all the garbage and dump it in the bunker. There are 4 waste incineration plants across the country to burn trash 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. The fire burns the trash in these factories, and the heat generated from this process becomes electricity to light up homes. The toxic smoke is filtered out and becomes super clean. The remaining ash, which they call new sand, is taken to a man-made island, which they soon plan to use for non-structural construction like pathway bricks.
All right. Hear that? Every day. Every day. When you go to them places, you know, hey, it's cultures and cultures and cultures, man. When you go to certain places, all of them places, Malaysia and Singapore and, you know, you see all when man stand up and scan a road and a piece, that not happening in them country there, Japan and them place there. You can't do that. You see all a woman bend down and do her thing. No, you're mad. You can't do them something there. You can't be spit on the ground, much less. I that kidding you not. You can't spit on the ground. It's a normal thing for man do in a Jamaica, you all on concrete. Man, I walk on the road and just spit on the cement, on the sidewalk. You know, arc too. Not only spit, him arc and spit. I don't know how them culture have stayed that way, why. I don't know so they stay, you know. I don't know so they stay, Rasta. Them things there, we never used to do them way. We never indulge yourself them way there. And since we come on here, this is where I go on, so. And it's very difficult for you to come out right now because it's embedded in a way. Indelible. You have to use something to burn it off. Yeah, you have to use something to burn it off. And Rasta, they I try burn it, but some of the Rasta them get caught in the burning. Yeah, because them want burn off things too. They might some man walk up and down with some tattoo on them skin, it come like them flesh now. The latest thing now is say, make the tattoo go from your shoulder, go right down to your hand like it's a gloves you have on. It's crazy, like a gloves. And that's how it they know. Anyway, at 12 o'clock.
Pleasure. You're the teacher again, yeah, man.
And
good night, Turkey School and Raspal and Mandingo. But so look a quick thing, Muta. Well, come back to where I say, we used to reason as youth for long enough, but them are youth are not that mindset, them youth. Them are youth are just two things on them mind. Gone. I'm living on discourse rest. But we used to reason on the sidewalk, on the line for long.
Yeah, man.
You understand? The unity were there and the level of discipline were there, Muta. You understand? So, you know, if I choose Mike and them was a dead poor and them set a politician have a different mentality to the youth and just get visual. But question, Muta. Last night, me listened to the news, the financial sector, the financial report, JMB and NCD, what? They want to promote them, they make what, 24 billion and leaching as foolishness. Interest, 24 billion, I must say. Like, I don't know money that. Now, let me hear right, Muta.
I don't know, maybe.
But the question I'm going to ask, JMB and him and make every year from successive government, both of them I make bag of money, but I know I still wait pay somebody a real man, Tibali and Max W, tell me so they make 10 million motor.
Well, if a man don't have to buy that make 10 million, him not tell nobody, you know.
If it's a legitimate business,
Him not tell nobody. No, sir, they not tell nobody.
no, tell nobody.
Make him friend him come and come at, why him have got give all our family half of the 10 million.
Well, it's just evident for sure, say, President and successful government just channel them energy, them energy for one set of people make the money. All right? And then I see the place is going to be better. The next thing now, the thousand trust motor. I must at least mention the amount of surplus about motor, but yet.
Millions.
All right, let's still them lick down Frog City, me and Normal Man School, the people them live there for about 50 odd years. Lick down the people in place and allow them can't build a place for the people in motor. I remember our 4 parents passed for this place in a motor. Lick it down. The amount of people die from the take it to our motor. Now, no, if we want to take it to our, I know them can't give the people in the money. I can't, find some of the people in.
Yeah.
But all because them are poor black people. I'm say it already, motor. No pimping or JLP are there to make poor, P-O-O-R, poor black people life better. None. None of my lifetime, none motor. But the saddest thing about it, motor, the same poor black people them are rally. Because them sleeping in the year already, like them are do them thing now, them them people are for years, but them in the year now I get ready. You saw them, I'm telling you, them people are the biggest separate hypocrite man. If Satan them, Satan run. Alright? Run from them. Because you disregard the people and for 5 years you come around and the people them like you.
Yeah, but you know, the people them sit and still a fall feet.
Thank you, Muta.
You know, so the people them still a fall feet.
Thank you. So we want to educate who can educate. But the next Muta, me hear the Prime Minister talk about how much gangs in Jamaica, how much gang them get rid of.
Yeah.
But I know me say the razor pay. The justification it is that the minister of my perform. You as a intelligent man, you to the minister of my perform, Muta. And we're about the gang in the parliament. I want to know.
Perform on stage.
Thank you. Right, I'm still want them to do some dancing the way I must say. But the question I'm going to ask, Muta, there's so much gang and you know about this gang, whatever you do undercover, and you get rid of about half of them. What is your solution now for the sticky finger man them in your parliament? And we know about it, the millions, look how much money, health, how much billion missing and it just ushers. What is your solution? Where you want to implement to get rid of your MP them? Where I make bag of money for one high-rise mill in front of Beaumont and in front of CNRs. What? We know about, obviously, the poor people gang. What is the thing you and Joel is going to implement to get rid of the dishonest politicians?
The corruption.
The corruption. And idea still.
Well, you know him though? Him company really and say we're going to get rid of corruption. And then 6 months after him come and say we're going to get rid of corruption. And then when near the rich him say, how we're going to get rid of the corruption? And go on and say, we'll get rid of the corruption like a record. Pretty tough, Muta. Up until this very minute, him not tell me what he's going to do as the leader to get rid of corruption. How much billions of dollars, Mr. from Ministry of Health, and nobody can talk, nobody can. Who in charge of these money? I hear a 3 trillion missing too.
But the money I got so I never believe that up in Muta. So look like me kind of convinced that up really exists now. Where these money go? Where's the auditor who sign off, who okay these money, Muta? The money I just walk out just so. All of the corruption with the bag of money we are missing. And the Jamaican people, you see, through them so selfish, Muta, it's like them just, as long as them can drive a pretty car and go to the supermarket and be the born out of body.
Enough money, miss enough.
I just tied up some Muta. You have 28 accounts. I know you can't tell how you come by 28 accounts. And I behave like a business. You never step down at the investigation come through. And then you go a court. Go put stop after something where you bring in monitor politician. You now go back a court to go stop it. So what is the law for you? Yeah, obviously there's law for poor black people. Where's the law for you and your friend there? You talk about constitution. Muta land will say, I vote for the one where I come good. None of them not talk about land, Muta. No PNP, no GSA, all them come, Muta come and give a pretty chat. Not talk about land for a farm. None of them are ignorant. See them go down a Beaumont, Muta, right at the pool, a Beaumont, by your right. Look on the left hand side and look on the skyscraping building we put up.
I wonder how that thing go up so fast.
I say, Muta, me remember when the chat over there, I'm going to airport where I clear it. And the queen who owned it in her house, but I saw quick the thing so reach the sky, Muta. And I know we're not here. Poor people are living there. The bag of money where them are fine, I know them not build no place to put the homeless people in about them come on TV about country and prosper and the best of the country. Them say a hypocrite Muta. Then for go on and love the country, make we run the country so everybody can be successful. Because they will so stay at feet, Muta. You can't make how much 24 billion. And I just 2 million more Muta and you are talking about a chicken field. And this billion, two to go. Where the money come from? Bag of money fine and mobile Muta, you know, nothing more about it. Yeah, them find much money over Portmore, bag of money again. You know, you're nothing about it. It's just dead. So, but as a year, they bring chuck what me yes, man, I receive feet. More hypocrite them.
I want to tell you, say, no, when miss one of them chuck them, you don't go near it, you know. I'm afraid of miss one of them. You know. From miss one of them come park up in a plaza near an ATM machine, you know, me gone.
More time, me over Brooklyn and park up and me just jump in my car and move. Now I stay here. Because the country, some people own it. The 90 or the 85% of black people don't own it. One them from Libya and Syria own Jamaica. And we when I Eastern and Matal and Mafu, we black people don't own nothing. One go on, them have a pan bus and hang out. Look down the people from Fox too much. Years no more than the amount of people die, heart attack and stress. Now I'm going to live and people in the land for about 50 years. Lick it down, flatten it, go on and man, and look. All the people, I talk about squad and housing trust have so much money. Take the money from housing trust and the people and money. Because Motor, when housing trust come and exist, housing trust are coming no money on the table in a Motor. Housing trust never coming no money on the table. To say, yeah, this is a housing trust thing when Michael and Manley bring in. Do we have 40 million? And we're going to invest it on with where the people and give we're going to ask to invest it. They're not coming nothing of the people and money up until this very minute Motor. Them still have the people who are pay rent and now live now rent for 50,000 for one little shock. Motor, long life here. Big up yourself, man.
All right, so give thanks.
Long life. Big up yourself, shit.
All right. Listen.
Nation's king.
All right.
Greetings to the honorable, you know.
Yeah, man, give thanks.
Irish and cool. Why engineer Shane Clark?
Yeah.
Yeah, big up himself and all of the receptions and the people. Mr. Young, we love you because you give Muta permission perform and he must perform to the utmost level. Now, I hear the reason of Rastafari. Yeah, I say how things change. Well, I might notice that change come about from in the 80s. The youth them change the entire concept of Rasta living based upon the cultural and the aspect of divinity. Because Rasta man come in a righteousness way. I and I gather together and read up some psalms and things, and lick up some chalice them way there. You see me I say, because so I and I know the marijuana was intended for two purposes. One was economics, and the next one was sacramental. Make Rastafari able to live and function accordingly. Now, due to we have a system of government where they on a hedonistic level, them counteract that with images and ideology factors to make the youth them go straight. I man, I hope so the youth them see within the fullness of what go on and bring forward them mindset towards the creativity of Rastafari, along with Emperor Haile Selassie, King of Kings, Kadamawi. I see. Now, I want to go through the process of what go on in the system and the society. And like I said before, we have some stumbling block where great troublesome in our society, and is the PSOJ is one of the main factors, like the man I say, them come to make money and things like that, yeah, which is a true essence. Now I want people to look on the historical factors of Jamaica and the Caribbean on a whole level basis. Everyone will come in the West, regardless of who them is, white people, Indian, Chinese, Arab, black people. Everyone come here as indentured servant or serfs. You have rich white people, you have poor white people when it comes. Rich white people control everything. Black people come here as slaves in perpetuity. 10, 15 generations come and them are going to be slaves. Same way. Indian man getting freedom after a certain amount of years. Usually it was a 5 to 7 year limit to maintain and get business and do all of these things. Chinese, the same thing. Arab, the same thing. Same as I say, the poor white people them get the opportunity to become rich eventually because they never really have no more servitude for do. Now, we get a political system that was formed originally to liberate the people from the shackles and chains of the slave program. But it get twisted, the farmer get diluted in a more, what I call, colonial emphasis or basis then for place itself on the level of the people them still serve the master no matter which direction them go in. The people them follow the political system without reason and thought.
You have 3 minutes, brother. You have 3 minutes.
Yeah, the politician them get that power there. Now, I have said to the people, say, open up your eye, wake up. I have said to the government, say, change direction and make sure, say, you see the needs of the people. You have a thing with them called the public weal, WEAL. And if you look it up and see what it means, that is the direction we want to go in. Because the focus for I and I upon is Rastafari is the head of all our endeavors. So I and I look for the youth them to go in at the aspect of Rastafari, deal with it on a level positively, make sure so them see themselves on that level there and move towards the thing. Because Jamaica move towards the same direction with IT in right now. Yeah, I see where I come from. So that are the dimension of the level where I reason upon. See?
All right, sir.
So much love, joy, and honor, respect.
If you want to call back before the program done, you can call. Yeah, but we have to take a break.
Yeah, I will call you later on.
Yeah, all right. Give thanks.
Bless you. Yeah.
Yes, we're there with your cutting edge. We're going to take a break again and come for...
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, man. Because last week, I called, and I come like by you for forward the credit cut off. So I man make sure I get one unlimited tonight, yeah,
Oh, all right, sir. You go on
I
board.
man decide to for half an hour I take to come back. I man a day,
All right. That means you have something important to say.
Oh, you mean? Well, I'm not even saying some of the time it's just to talk to the icon. From my man was a youth, I man I hear about Muta, until I grew big, and I never, when I come I FM show, I still never get to yell the I want away,
Why you never yell me?
Because throughout the place set and the crowd, by I man see Muta over here, so couple people take you and take picture over the so and by I man come back over the couple other people take you and take autograph. By I man see I get to yell the Rasta, you know see?
All right, sir.
Yeah, it's important, man. But you know the first thing I ask you about, I can't remember the movie there. You know, say, I watch it in a movie, seeing, but you see that movie there, That movie they look like a long time a movie film, but may I remind you one part of the movie. You see, in the movie, you know, and in the movie is like a pregnant woman in the movie, you know, and one of the time is like the wicked man them.
Sankofa, it name Sankofa, that slavery movie.
What name?
It's a slavery movie, it name Sankofa.
Yes, man,
Sankofa,
I like your dad, you know. And you want to move to them, I like somebody, I say, no, Muta, no go out there, then we kill you, and like, you know, remember the movie, you know.
Sankofa, I'm a rush them with a musket, and the man shoot me.
Yeah, they not tell me, I tell the eye man, and I say, yo, no Muta that.
Yeah, slavery movie.
Yeah, man, remember the movie. I when the movie that it flip.
About 1990.
Yeah, man, you could have seen it as a long time movie. Them not tell the eye, say the eye big, man. The eye big, you know, man. Yeah, man, some people don't know that they feel like Muta this pirate, you know. They forgot watch the movie with the eye star, right, you know. But how much minutes a man have do a Muta to set up? About 10?
No, man, we're not going to 10. We're not going to 10.
All right. So we have to talk, you know, because first of all, you know, Muta, why man want to steal, you know. You see crime thing at Jamaica, that's my biggest problem, still, you know.
That's most people problem.
You know, see, and to why man see this crime thing at Muta, it's go hard to come from the top way there, you know, because here why it's go hard to come down. As a youth, I don't know if me are pretty wrong or right, but how me see it, me attack it, you know. See, you see, the man they must bring down the crime, Muta. And then same man they put up the crime.
And them are the criminal.
See, so when the man them go tell I man say, if I man see certain thing, I have to call 911. I man not see nothing, you know. No man, I man blind to everything because
you see I'm blind.
anything when you see and I go call them and tell them already know and see it already.
Of course, and I go at them too.
They not tell me, come show you this month. I am a man have to call no politician name, you know, but the politician them use the artist them and them little people as keep vote to see them mash up the country. Most of this mash up from 1980 when the two side them a car gun come get the youth them boy. See, and we know that be a fact, and as I say, we not call no name, but right now, we not
we know why you call no name, though. We know why you call no name.
No, we not do that. We have sense, you know, we can't take no lie.
Yeah, but you don't have to say you not call no name. Just say why you trying to call no name.
Yeah, because, man, you know, see it, and to me, see it, Muta, right now, no bad man no there Jamaica, you know, the politician, them are the bad man there.
Oh?
Yeah. Because to me, see it, you know, Muta. Enough time I take, me observe, you know. Anytime you see a man kill a police or a soldier, you know, Muta, an important man. In a less than hours, the man them find him, you know, Muta.
Yeah.
I man always wonder then how them find the man, and when you see the man kill a granny done the sorry a little boy, them having picture all along as a people to call them and tell them where him there. So all them can't find him that the time. You don't get to me never see a man kill a police or a soldier or, well, me not see no politician there much, but put the police and soldier, we not pass that. See, I man never see a police or a soldier dead by a gunman and them have time to put up the man picture because them not have no time because by a quint then go kill the man, him put on the whole motor them find him and kill him.
Yeah.
See, so I wonder say when the man them kill the granny them and the little youth them and certain people where you know why the man them can't find them.
I don't know.
You don't see it. Yeah man, the crime thing wicked, yeah man. So at that
and them know where them there, you know them know where them there. Them know where them there now.
See, because as I said to you, you know, man, the bad man there, man. Because you see, no matter what going you see a man a bus boy and a run up and down on the top boy, him run Moby and him run Spanish Town. Motor, anytime the politician them decide say you have to go, you have to go. You ever watch a movie named Shatter with Sprague?
Yeah, one Jamaican movie, yeah.
All right. This understand me I said before me move that. You see Shatter Motor, that's why you see them movie there. No play enough, you know, them try to ban out the movie there, because here what now. You see from starting a Shatter to the end Motor, I saw Jamaica run. See, at one stage, you see one man ask them are the politician in there. Watch you know. You see after time of Sprague Benz them and Bob Marley son are doing dirty work. You know see what you do after. Call him police friend them and tell him say go done them. Because them youth, they have too much secret for him. Because them youth, they murder man for him. And him no want nobody know. See?
Yeah.
So you see what me I say? It show you how the place run. And when the youth them realize that, the youth them get that him send for them and take the phone and call him. And when the youth them call him, now he must say, boy, watch you know, how me know you say Muta dead. And the man them must say, a Muta disband the phone, man. You think me dead. And him start shiver. You get what me I say?
Yeah.
That's how the place run.
That's what it run. That's what it run.
Just hope them can work on the crime Muta. Because I don't have a problem with nothing else. You know, that's my problem.
Everybody
too much.
Everyone have the same problem.
Can I say,
right.
yeah man, the youth them are going too bad, man. And before me hang up as me I say, so when them talk about the youth, them broke out the pitney them and thing Muta. To how me see it, if you're alright, I watch your name, Kabu, we always come from Arab on Sunday morning. I search your name.
Yeah, Kabu.
Yeah, me hear Kabu a burn out TikTok one man no Muta. Although me use it and watch where I go and talk.
Yeah, the whole of we use it, but there's a danger to it.
Yeah. I see when me pray where I go and Muta, I really think I watch you now. The one them a blame cartel and bounty killer and whoever say them a broke out them thing. I watch you now Muta. You see when me I realize on TikTok, the people them have the 1 ear roll and the 2 ear roll little girl and boy them a wind up to certain music. Muta instead of them slap them and tell them say this is not your music. But so then you know what them do? Video the pitney them and take the picture and send it to other people and put you up to get money and views Muta. Tell me what lie me I tell.
Man, I lie, but a long time bound to them, they are still a push gun talk still.
Yeah, man, we know that, you know, Muta. I mean, I back them with the gun.
This is a new thing, I know. TikTok a new thing now, come for poison the youth them more.
Yeah. So I remember, a man have to do what him have to do for it, you know, Muta. Because me do what me do, and you do radio, you know. A man can't...
No, but you know, you have to man have to do what him have to do for it. You mean take up a gun and go rob people.
No, man, Muta, no go in the gun, man. When we are talking, man, Muta. We don't mean
but you say man have to do what him have to do for it.
No, man, me don't mean that way then. Me should have said work hard then, like a farmer.
Yeah.
Rubbish job.
We have to move, though. We have to move.
Yeah, man. So, you know, so the people them for grow them fit a good motor and the cheap people them fit them and listen to certain music. Slap them and make them know so they're not supposed to listen to that. So they grow up and know that.
Yeah, but the family that listen to it too. The father and the mother listen to it too. The mother borrow them picnic clothes for go and dance. Anyway, we have to move. All right. You thanks.
Respect, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I ravers are talk to you still. Yeah, Baba ravers.
All right,
Brown Town we work, but we live on Watchy side. Are we? Yeah, big up
man.
yourself.
All right. So, you I say no. Believe you me. I said, what things we have to do, you know. We have to, right. We don't want to play this for the people, them still, you know, but it kind of long. It will go till 1 o'clock, but make a play it still.
Being a Belgium created a slave colony for 30 years. The CIA assassinated your first popular leader, Mr. Lumumba. Glencore and others now suck out your cobalt without giving you tax income. We have a world food system.
This is Jeffrey Sachs, an American professor of economics, talking about the unspeakable facts about Africa. From their faces, notice how the moderator and the speakers on stage are uncomfortable.
Hey, call me Louis. This is my sport.
Is how the system actually works right now. And I want to emphasize we have a world food system.
As you can see, it starts smooth. And at this point, absolutely no one is really prepared for what is about to come out of Jeffrey's mouth. And that is what makes this clip forever legendary. First, he talks about the world food system. Who really runs the global food agenda?
We have a world food system. It's based on large multinational companies. It's based on private profits. It's based on a very, very low measure of international transfers to help poor people, sometimes none at all. It's based on extreme irresponsibility of powerful countries with regard to the environment. And it's based on a radical denial of rights of poor people, as we just heard. It's interesting, we heard from the Minister of DRC, what's wrong with your country?
Remember when I told you earlier to check their reactions? Well, she's the one that asked the minister earlier what was wrong with Congo. Jeffrey Sachs had to remind her.
What's wrong with your country? Well, we don't even start by saying the King of Belgium created a slave colony for 30 years. The government of Belgium ran the slave colony for another 40 years. The CIA assassinated your first popular leader, Mr. Lumumba, and then installed another dictatorship for the next 30 years. And then Glencore and others now suck out your cobalt without giving you tax income. We don't reflect on that. We say, what's wrong with you? Why don't you govern properly? And so we have a system, but we need a different system. We cannot turn this over to the private sector. We already did about 100 years ago. Not only to the private sector with the U.S. military behind it, with the defense of these property rights in the Minister of Honduras's country, where United Fruit ran the country for a long time. And their attorney was the foreign minister of the United States, Secretary Dulles, and his brother was the head of the CIA and overthrew the next door neighbor, Mr. Arbenz, to make sure that United Fruit could have its property. So we have a system, but we need a different system. And the different system has to be based on principles of human dignity in the Universal Declaration, principles of sovereignty, principles of economic rights, because these are not nice things to do. In 1948, all the government said that food is a right, social protection is a right, not a nice thing, not a pleasant thing, a right. That was 73 years ago. The SDGs are nothing more than our generation's attempt to honor the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So we're in a world that's really tough. The private sector is not going to solve this problem. I'm sorry to say to all of the private sector leaders, behave, pay your taxes, follow the rules. That's what you should do.
Jeffrey goes on to prove that he's a better economist by not only criticizing, but also giving 3 solutions to the problem. First, he talks about representation of Africans.
And what the governments should do is the following. They won't, but they should. First, the G20 should become the G21 by inviting systemically the chairperson of the African Union and the African Union to be the 21st country. The European Union is a member of the G20 as the EU. If you add the AU as the 21st for the G21, you add 1.4 billion people to representation at that crucial event. That will change decisively the discussion because 1.4 billion people are not at the table for finance right now, and they need to be. So my first recommendation is the G21. I love the G20. Add 1 seat, 1.4 billion people with the AU represented.
Jeffrey then wants the lending capacity of poor countries to be increased at near zero interest.
Second, we need an order of magnitude change of development finance. The rich countries just borrowed $17 trillion for COVID. The poor countries, nothing. Because the rich countries can borrow at zero, and the poor countries pay 5 or 10% coupon rates or have no access at all. So the world exposed its grotesque inequality this past year and a half. Rich countries didn't say, we tighten our belts, why don't you? My country spent $7 trillion of emergency funding, not one penny for anybody else, by the way. $7 trillion. It didn't even cross the imagination of the U.S. Congress to include a few crumbs for the rest of the world. But the poor countries cannot borrow. That's what we should have heard from the World Bank. I didn't hear that from the World Bank. I didn't hear real numbers. Real numbers are in trillions right now because the world economy is 100 trillion a year. But we don't talk about real numbers. But my job, all I know in this world is long division. Divide by 100 trillion and then see whether you're talking about something real or not. So that's the second thing. We need massively to increase the lending and borrowing capacity of poor countries at near zero interest rates like the rich countries have. Then they could get something done.
Finally, he talks about the United Nations at the core of the food system, and not any other superpower country that runs things as they so please.
The final thing is we need the UN as the core and central institution of this world, period. Because this is the only way we're going to have a civilized world is a strong UN. And it cannot be that the whole UN budget is less than my neighborhood's budget in New York. The UN core budget this year is $3 billion. New York City's budget is $100 billion. And then we say, why don't things work well? Because the rich are hoarding everything.
As a bonus, Jeffrey talks to billionaires.
Final point, rather than our 3 billionaires going in space, well, they could go into space and stay there and leave their money behind. That would be one idea. But another idea is we have 2,775 billionaires on the current list. Their combined net worth, 2,700, is $13.1 trillion. Now, I have it on good authority. You don't need more than $1 billion to be comfortable. But they have an excess of $11 trillion over just the 1 billion. So we should be taxing that and having a civilized world. Thank you.
Yes, serious talk.
What do you all think about it?
Serious talk. By the way, to talk about serious talk, anybody see the video with the Asian, not the Asian, the Kenyan and the Jamaican soldier, them a fire shot after Asian. I want to tell you, them shoot one of the so-called gang leaders, them, Yeah, I don't know what people see it. Live, them a show it, Yeah, man, live, the Jamaican and the Kenyan, a fire shot like a pure shot of fire up and down the road. I mean, the road look like somewhere in the garrison, them, trust me. And I think that, them so one of the youth, them get shot. One of the Asian gang leader, them get shot. I don't know how far that I go, but yes, it's serious. Gunshot of fire in Haiti by Kenyan and Jamaican. That thing, at this reach now, we're going to fight war for American and French. That the desert reach.
Rastafari. You know, sir, Wednesday night gone there. May I ask a question? Like I said, God makes life and He made death. And why make God make death? And I meditate your speech and your question. And in my overstanding, I'm going to share where me sing towards a question. All right. The master know all things. He knows that there's right and wrong, negative and positive vibration. He knows that doing good bring happiness, which is
life within its true sense. Doing bad bring destruction and suffering, which is death. Because if you're on earth and you say you're alive and you have to go through certain things, you have to say you go through death. You know, so him give man a choice. You know, because him himself have a choice. And him could do anything he want to do, whether good or bad. He might choose to do good. You know, so that is life. Him give us a choice too.
Oh, you know God don't go do good.
Oh, me know because me never seen do nothing bad according to the God where me worship.
You worship the God of the Bible?
Yeah.
All right, you know, see how much things him tell Moses for God to wipe out people and take away the woman them and kill all that to people them against the wall and all them something there.
Kill some of the woman them too. Kill everything, sometimes all animals too.
So what good about that?
What good about that? Because him tell them say,
thou shalt not kill.
I do not hate these people because I just hate them. I hate them because them choose to do wicked and evil things.
So God hate people too?
Who do wicked and evil things?
God hate. God have hate in him then, that you say?
Yeah. So wicked and evil things.
Like what? Like what?
All right, me I go ask you. You say His Majesty inside.
No, hold on. We can tell his wife. We can tell you what the war them start for. Them tell the people them whom say have seen people must go over the land and take the land. They must give them the land because it's fertile. They must give them a land because it's fertile. So them say they must give them the land. Just like how the Jewish people them say, you see the land there, we're going to take the land there because God said we must take the land there. All right, so them go over there and kill the people them, kill the people them, and them take away the woman them and rape the woman them and all them something there. It's in the Bible me I talk about, you know. It's in the Bible what me I say, in the Bible.
Well,
so me I ask, you know,
the
God who is compassionate, all loving, all everything where you want to say God is.
Yeah, yeah.
And you say him not do evil.
Mm-hmm.
Him not do evil.
Yeah. Him not do evil.
So you not call that evil.
All right. If you talk from the Bible, which I talk from too, him explain to Moses and the whole of them say, I don't hate these people, but they are living some wicked and evil life.
Like which life them live? What kind of life them live? What the life them live where the people them they want to
sacrifice. Look here.
Them Moses them not use to
sacrifice to God.
Then Israelite not use to that, but Israelite them do that too. The Israelite them sacrifice.
But when the Israelites them do that, what him do to them? Him not make other people where come destroy them too.
No.
Allow them to be destroyed.
No, brethren, them still the boat. Them after all of that. Yeah, after all that. All right, watch out. Because show you something. Because this God thing is a problem. Look here.
No.
What did the Egyptian do? What did the Egyptian do for God kill out? What the Egyptian pick them do for God kill out all of the firstborn them? What them do? What the pick them do?
Them not kill out. Them not kill out the Israelites first.
No. The little.
Was it they killing out the Israelite children?
No. Never kill out no Israelite children. We are read a Bible you come from, you know, so we are come from the Bible.
Yeah.
God.
So wasn't the Egyptians oppressing the Israelites them innocently and kill out even them?
No, I don't know about what them was doing. Wait there.
After something, you never read that
Moses. Wait there. Moses.
May I ask you never read that in the Bible?
So what?
So them oppress the people, them innocent people, and then kill out the whole of them boy people.
Yeah, but
wipe them out.
Kill out them. Which boy people them kill out?
You don't read that in the Bible. No, the Israelites ever boy people were born.
Who killed them out? Who killed out? The Egyptian killed out all? No. They're all Moses. Wait, so when Moses is there.
I escape. I forget their mother put him in a basket in the Nile and I saw him get saved.
So where you tell me, I saw him come back now, come revenge the killing. God revenge it.
Yeah, because wicked have to wipe out. If you have wicked people, look here, I'm going to show you something more. And that is why the evil not change the way it's supposed to change. Because we're not
Jamaican. It's not change because God is one of the evilest things in the Bible.
No,
God is one of the evilest things in the Bible.
All right.
Him have more. God do more massacre and more murder than any other body in the Bible.
Yeah, but him kill for a good reason.
Yo, you kill for a good reason.
Yeah. Me have to ask you something. When we looking at Jamaica,
my God, not do them something there, you know. My God, no, my God, compassion. What is compassion?
You know not about His Majesty? His Majesty.
No, what is compassion?
When the Italian them come and war against innocent people, he not defend back himself and have to kill them.
No, me ask you, what is compassion?
When Ethiopian people are fight against justice and righteousness. No many times of war with this very one
His
people.
Majesty is not the God in the Bible we want to talk about. His Majesty is not the God in the Bible we want to talk about. Yeah, but His Majesty is not the God.
People in Ethiopia?
Yes, His Majesty is a man. His Majesty is not the God we want to put in the Bible. The God we want to put in the Bible supposed to be this compassionate, all loving.
About the God in the Bible too.
No, I said, then I don't talk, but I talk about the God in the Bible too. I talk about the God in the Bible. His Majesty is not the God in the Bible, and the Bible God massacre, murder, kill, cause for rape. Whole heap of people were supposed to be compassionate, all loving, all powerful, all this God. So I don't know where. Yes. Him tell Moses to do it. Yes, take out people them, man them. And him kill the firstborn. Him kill the firstborn in Egypt. What the firstborn baby them do? What the firstborn baby them do? What the firstborn little baby them do? What the baby them do?
What the Egyptian kill? Where the Egyptian then kill?
No, what the first, no. We're not Egyptian, them are not God, you know. We are talking about God.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
What did the little baby them do to kill all of the firstborn them in Egypt? What them do?
What them do?
Yes. The little baby them.
Them get the reward from them very own parents.
So you tell me now, said, because my father killed somebody, some people must come kill me.
No, I'm not really saying that.
But that the Bible say, that the Bible do.
Look here, Mota.
It's revenge.
Look here now. I bet you just call them at about the parents them who are glorify them children.
So they must kill the parents and kill the pit of them. Kill the pit of them.
Mota, you alone cannot talk enough.
No, kill the pit of them. Kill the pit of them.
Explain myself, Mota. You have to do that. You have to give me time to explain myself. I'm not arguing with no one. We are reasoning. So, if them cause for them little children to be thinking certain way, you say, but for them parents are doing it. So basically the children are going to follow the example of the parents.
So because your father thief, you will come to thief too.
But if you follow the example of your parents, the same judgment not going to reach you, we are going to reach your parents.
Him say he must kill all of the firstborn them of Egypt picnic.
Never after something.
What did the little baby them do? What did them do? What Moses, what Pharaoh picnic do? What him do? More than be the father of a wicked man according to you. So Pharaoh is wicked. So if Pharaoh is wicked, what did him picnic do for wicked to God? For God say kill him. What them do? What him do? Why death is deserving of young children? We're not talking about parents now who never bring up them picnic good and then now God come tell them, say, boy, save them. Him is a compassionate, all-loving, good God. How did God allow the people them to murder them picnic by telling them, say, boy, right now, him not like them. And him going to save for him picnic. Him going to save for him people them. And him send people to come kill out the Egyptian picnic them. What kind of God is that? Compassionate, all-loving. Yes.
Can I answer now?
We don't have much more time doing about talk.
No. Yeah, because you do all of the talking.
Yeah, then on my program, man, make me deserve to do that. All right, talk no, Bridget. You see, I go keep to that now, you know how to talk, yeah.
Look here now, Mota. Look here. We look on these little children and then call them vipers.
Who call them vipers? Who call them vipers?
Now, some of people say children them nowadays are vipers and them wicked and them rare.
And you agree with that? You agree with that?
No, me tell them, say the children are following the example of their parents. The elder one, cause them teach them youth of violence, you know. The youth, them, me go up seeing a lot of violence. Them youth are younger than me. I see more violence than when me this way, me the young.
But you didn't say violence, though.
Yeah.
Me say violence, but me never got on violent.
That's true, but more still
Yeah,
got
but
on
God say
violence.
must wipe out you because you're an Egyptian picnic if you're dead.
But Egyptian was with the Israelites and when they walk out of Egypt. So everybody kill. So what I'm saying, if the parents are do wrong, the children they most likely have follow the wrong example. And from them little bit, you're going to see this in their nature. Because if you're looking at them a little bit, you see a lot of wrong. But you're following what they learn from them parents. And you learn that from them in your belly.
So why you going to kill the pig to them? So why you going to kill the pig to them?
Because sometimes we reach a stage, Mutabaruka, where all the babies them are born evil. Them are people nowadays.
Baby born evil.
Yeah, Muta.
So you must kill. So you must abort them then. So why don't abort the pig to them? You believe in abortion?
Was the Prime Minister a baby?
Yes, you believe in abortion. So why I'm sure dead from before born.
He must have baby doing.
Yeah. Wow. So
and him go up and govern the country the way him a govern it.
Yeah.
Me have to something. If none of them people are the wicked and evil thing, there was baby doing.
Yes.
All right. And you say them go up and what them are do. I was baby too. You was baby too.
Yeah.
Yes. Me so, go up and me draw away from the evil. You draw away from the evil.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right? Enough of the children, most people are follow the evil.
Most people are follow the evil?
Most people is following evil life.
You believe most of them people they are follow evil?
Me not believe. Me know
most people in Jamaica follow evil?
Yes, in the world. Not just Jamaica.
No. Most Jamaican people are follow evil.
European, but African.
So according to you now, your God should have killed them. Before them born, spring up, you should have killed them before them born. Because if you know some most people never turn evil, why you don't make them born? You know, just abort them. And you don't believe in abortion. Your God not believe it. You not believe in abortion. I don't know if your God not believe in it. So I don't understand that logic say.
You're not going to understand if you talk too much and don't give me enough time to talk.
No, me hear what you say.
No,
how much more time I want to talk?
You hear a piece of what me I say, and you don't give me the time to talk, to explain myself. So your program,
yes.
Just long, I probably might cut me off too.
No, but I see, but no, you have to go away because the Adam will come. The Adam will come now.
About 50 minutes where they are waiting, man.
And you talk for 15 minutes. May I talk for 15 minutes?
So, as me say still, I never said it. Right?
Talk it quick.
It can reach a stage, Muta, where it's like there is no turn back, just like you have a farm and the pests take over the farm. Sometimes you have to just cut out the farm and just bring a new crop.
Farm and no people, crop and no people.
Look here, see with human being, Muta.
No, crop and no people.
It's to show that too. It's
crop
to show
and no
that.
people. Brethren, me are no vegetable. Me a human being. Me think. Vegetable, me no vegetable. You can't like me to a vegetable. You mad? You ever like me human being to plant?
All right, Muta, human being a bigger intellect than plant, but yes, human being a live wickeder life than plant.
But human... Brethren, listen to what you have to know, man.
You not see human being a live wickeder life than the animals them.
Listen to what you have to say, man. Listen to what you have to say.
You don't see that.
Human beings is working according to them nature as wicked. If the human being, but I don't say every picnic wicked.
I don't see most
picnic wicked neither. And if God, who is compassionate, loving, generous, kind, and is he make them, if God is making people wicked, and then come kill them again,
loving and kind, you will hate evil. So you will have the heart to remove evil anywhere you
God have evil in him. God have evil in him, but my God not have no evil. My God not have no evil. My God not have no evil. My God not have no evil in him. A man have evil in them. My God not have evil. No, you can't tell me that. Me I tell you, say the person. All right. When me all right, let's do. When me I deal with. All right. Yeah. No, I say God because that you. I say God because that you understand.
You're not God. You are your God.
I say God because that you understand.
God.
Yeah, and I say
your God. You is your God.
Look here, the person or the thing that I look to is not evil. It's man evil.
Is man evil? All
yes.
right.
So you want to know, God, your God
evil
is not
forever. You gotta ask you something. That person or that thing.
You could have thought it more. You justify murder. You justify abortion. You justify murder because when God do it, when God do it good. When God flood out the whole earth, when God flood out the whole earth, you tell me about say him good. Anyway, we have to move. 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 We have to move.
We are the evil with them are going with Muta. Where we are going to sit down and tolerate them forever. Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, they're still, okay.
They are still, man. Now after something, Muta. If most people on earth are good people, then why so much? Why?
I never say most people on earth are good people, you know. As you are telling me, say the youth, them in Jamaica, last, I mean, I tell you so now, if God didn't know, say, these picnic are going to follow them wickedness of them parents, why make them born?
So that...
You must show why you must have abort them before them born.
No, that, I'm going to show you my understanding, when me thinking of myself towards that. Because him give every man a chance to do good.
Why him do that? Why him do that? Why him give them a chance to do good? And him know them are going to do bad. But him know them are going to do bad. So why him give them a chance to do good?
Because he's a loving God.
He's a loving God to make bad and put it in front of you to say you're going to do bad or good and him know say you're going to do it.
Me have to ask you something, Mota.
Him not know everything then. Him not know everything.
Mota, look here now. Don't bad them in front of me and you too.
Me not talk about bad in front of me and you. Me say God make it. God make the bad.
Every man have good and bad in them. Every man can
God put it there. God put it there. No, God put it there. Why is it that God attests you when him knows that you are just a part and him are the maker and him are going to make something in front of you when him knows say you not going to do it, you are going to do it. You not going to do it, you not going to do it. Well, why him have to do it to make you do it? Why him have to make it to make you do it? And him knows say you are going to do it. Him knows say you are going to do it. Why make it?
Look here now. Yeah. Probably me can answer.
Probably.
That's for God. Yeah. But
me know why you answer for God. Me why you answer as a human being who think. Me know why you answer for God. Me not answer for God.
All right. Because he make us in his own image and to be like him and him know all things.
And him know say you're going to kill people. Yeah. All right, go on. Yeah.
All right. Him know right from wrong. Him can't do anything. He only chose to do right. Him because he make we know right from wrong. We can choose to do good. And although we choose and do bad, him still show and I say, all right then, looking at yourself and see say you do wrong. And start do good, and I will give you the strength and the power to do good. Just have faith in me. But what they do, they just continue loving God and check say the mercy of God is weakness. So him end up have to go wipe them out. That's my that's my understanding.
And that sound like a reasonable human being thinking, understanding.
Yeah.
All right.
No, me have to ask you something no Mota. We talk about Jamaica specific. The whole world is going, but we talk about Jamaica specific. We in Jamaica and we see what these political leaders and those upon head is doing with our taxpayer money where them borrow in our name. We see what it is, how them are spend it for fuck them own self, mean that we have suffer. Them never ask you, Mota, what should we do? Just get up every day and beg them, please have mercy on us. Please, and them not have mercy upon us. Don't you think we should get up one day and war back if that be the case? What do you think we should do?
Brethren, you know why I'm not going to answer you?
Why?
Because you use something with some man right to justify something where man have in him. Because you have it in you. And then you start to tell me, say, It's not the man put it there, you know. It's the Adam. It's something out there where you are called God. Put it in the man. Why you want me answer a question and say, if a man do something, if a man oppress the people, them, where you should have do? Where you should have do? I know where me should have do. Where you should have do? Because you are telling me, say, God. No,
we should have do.
I'm not going to answer that. I'm not going to answer it. You know why I'm not going to answer it? You know why I'm not going to answer it?
Are you afraid?
Afraid for the what? Afraid for answer?
To tell the people them say you know people go out they go rebel. Stop sit down and make them juke on a little to the dead.
Some me ask that question.
Kill me. That kind of a juke me little bit in me dead in a motor.
But that do have nothing. But that do have nothing to do with.
Bust a shot in me and kill me, you know.
That do have nothing to do with God. That have something to do with man. A man do not know God.
True.
Yeah. So if God know, if you're gonna bring God in at the God part I talk about, you know. And no man actions because man create good and man create bad. And no God create nothing and I put it in a man, you know. A man have bad and good in him. There's no God outside. No, you can't take God outside because your premise is based upon a God. Your premise of what you say is based upon a God.
Your premise is not based upon a God.
No. My premise is based. No, wait them. I can't forget it. My premise is that man is creating the evil realm of him and the good realm of him. So anything where good is man do it. Anything where bad is man do it. There's no something out there that is causing man for the good and man for based upon a man ways, based upon a man surroundings, him choose for do and him choose for the good and him choose for the bad. There's no something out there.
All right.
So what the problem I have with it? All right. Yeah, so the problem I don't. The problem I have with it is that when man do things and it's good, him say God make him do it. And when man do things bad, him say the devil make him do it. Yeah. And then no, in the end part right now, him say it's God make the devil and God make the good. Which is man I do it, it's not no devil and no God, it's man I do it. So it's a problem I have with it when a man come tell me, say, boy, God send people go kill off. And me must go justify that killing there because it's God tell him to do it. I mean, I justify that.
All right.
What the Egyptian them do for them little picnic them dead. That him could have wiped out the whole earth. God all wipe, you know say God wipe out the whole earth and left 8 people in our ark. A madness that. A madness. Oh, we couldn't go believe that. We couldn't go believe that. Anyway, we have to take a break. We have to take a break.
Yeah, Muta Mandingo.
Wow, Mandingo, you know, man.
I tell you what, the Jewish God business have made a wait almost favor.
Hush. Hey, watch out, I'm now hold no call for 10 minutes, you know. And I'm about half hour upon the radio. Hush, brethren.
I tell you, man. You know,
the Jewish God there, may I tell you?
Yeah, well, we know, you know, because them are choose for people, and them choose themselves. And there's no record of no Abraham and no go through no Red Sea and all of them things. They are mixed and people.
No go so, man. But man walk through Red Sea. No go so. No go so.
Rubbish, you know, and thing. And before me forget, one big up stranger cool man who in Mexico and the whole heap of shows and
Virgin, that brother did not stop working, you know. Him not stop working, you know.
I tell you, man. Yeah, they are Mexico now. Yes, stranger cool, but then I'm down, man.
I tell you, man, I'm not stop.
And I want to big up my brethren because Saturday the 23rd, 79, Colonel Dan Campbell. Yeah, man.
Colonel Campbell, yes.
The first time I produced, 1977, at Channel 1 studio. A Colonel, a song with me and him right name, Keep On Pushing. First tune for my man.
How much year was Stranger Cole is now? In the 80s? How much late in the 80s?
In the 80s, man. I'm older than Colonel. Colonel born 45. Yeah, man. In the 80s. And I'm teach Ken Bood. I bring Ken Bood, at Stranger,
I tell you, man, the man will stop work. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say to
condolences to the family of Brian Joseph Williams, popularly known as Joe Dog, from Puyat Street, Jonestown, and also Congo Trenchtown. Was my good brethren who buried a Dovecat Saturday. They have get on good. Yeah, man, Joe Dog, man, you know, blessed, you know. To never know him was a Williams like me till the funeral thing. But Joe, I saw it, and as his big sister said at the funeral, at the assembly thing, she say, oh, him is not a dog because him have 2 foot. So don't call me brother no Joe Dog.
I don't know why them call him so.
I tell you, him did have a healthy appetite though, you know. So I don't know if it comes from that still, you know. And then, but in the weather in England, it's a cold snap, man. You know,
I can tell you something. As I speak to you, I need some woolly pack clothes to put on, Rasta. My hand cramp up. The place cold like what? Trust me. And it just start.
Yes, cold snap. Well, we know in Jamaica when it coming on to December time too.
Yeah, cold.
It start get cold, yes.
And which part of there a fog, pure fog outside, you know, you can't have it in front of you. Pure fog.
Yes. You know, we growing up as children in Jamaica, when it come out and anything, we wear sweater.
Sweater, yeah. I tell you.
So we wear sweater. And you know which part cold too? Manchester, my parents, Paris.
Yeah, well, Manchester so start have snow down there, trust me. Climate change, why make snow fall down at snow Manchester?
Well, right now too, some rich farmers, or people at least, them not really farmers, but them used to buy hundreds of acres of farmland and get preferential tax thing, no tax. Well, right now, this present Labour government I put on tax on them where them never used to have, so them are protesting. But people not sorry for them because them not pay no tax for years.
It's an anti-Trump. It's an anti-Trump government in England.
Yeah. Me I tell you, man. You know, and so them are demonstrate, but the majority of people, including myself, against the tax thing where them have here, because when someone dies, them children are beneficiaries have to pay 40% inheritance tax, which make it impossible for them really acquire. Them have to sell off where them parents are whoever. Yes.
I want you to explain the inheritance tax to me. Explain the inheritance tax.
All right. Say a man or a woman die and leave a house value, say 1 million.
Yeah.
The child or children or whoever leave it to, have to pay 40% of that 1 million. 40% of the value.
So 400,000.
Yes, that means it's like you have to buy all over again. You know the way there?
Yeah.
It's too much motor. As far as I'm concerned, them should have paid anything between 5 to 10%. Because I say you will have service charge, to change the papers, ownership and that type of thing. But not 40%, man.
No, man, not enough, man. 40% enough.
Yes. And because of it, a lot of our people from the Caribbean and Africa who come here will work hard, face racism, and leave house for children. The children them end up with nothing because them can't afford to pay the inheritance tax. And you have brothers and sisters fight one another due to...
That's the biggest fight among family, you know. House and land, you know, are the biggest fight with family. Yeah.
And the 40% inheritance tax should be reduced to about 5%. It should be a kind of just administrative fee of...
Yeah. Some of them get a lump sum. Some of them company get a lump sum.
And suffer to buy them house and then the house go back to the same government we never buy them house for them.
Yeah, and I'm going to sell it back again.
Exactly.
A generalship. But let me ask you something. Let me ask you something about this thing. All right. If say your family left a house for you,
yeah,
the person them who look about the house now, I just say, like say the house cost £1 million.
Yeah.
Them are going to take out 40% off the top, totally 40%.
Yes.
So what is the other fee them have to take off?
400,000.
Yeah. So what is the other fee them take?
No, that is the fee where them take.
Yeah, but them not paying. Like if you did do government, them gonna take that out too and.
Yes. Yeah, because how the estate thing go is that before anything can be given to the beneficiaries, all debt, all of that debt, have to be paid. So if the person did owe other money differently, that have to pay. And is what leave. And then you know what happens? Sometimes nothing don't leave.
Yeah, that may say. Because depending on where your house is too. If your house in a certain area, right, no value nothing.
Exactly.
So which part, all right, for instance now, like a normal house in a land, in England, where black people live in, where them say, my house is. Like how much it that cost?
On the average, I'm going to give you a range. It's a range of from, say, 600,000 to about $1.5 million. Because
you mean a normal little man, a normal man house?
Yes.
In a Acne.
Yes, because of course, when the parents them did buy, it was not that value then. But you know, the value go in this current time. So the run thing is like from say 600,000-700,000 going up to about $1.5 million.
Right. So all we live in certain area now, you're gone at the $2-3 million bracket. Certain area.
Exactly. Like if you have a house in a way you call the Royal Borough of say Kensington.
Yeah.
Heights Bridge. You know what I mean?
Brixton house, them are the same. You have $1 million house in a Brixton.
Yes, because what happened? Houses in Brixton that used to be cheap are now because it gentrified.
Them gentrified on a Brixton there.
Yes, and what happened is that a lot of our people foolishly sold their houses in Brixton. And then Pitney, them can't have no money to buy nothing in Brixton again. The racial composition of the owner in Brixton has changed.
Raise up now.
That English them, European thing, have the houses them because a lot of our people never look ahead and sell some houses there in Brixton. Wonderful houses that value over $1 million now in Brixton on the average.
Yeah.
The houses is over $1 million up.
The average?
Yes.
So don't in Acne the same thing?
Yeah, Hackney is becoming like that too.
Yeah. Some of my brethren, them supposed to rich then if they must sell them a house. We have some brethren that they're supposed to rich. Yeah.
You know, I think with much of our people, more than at all, too much of our people like sell too much, man.
Yeah.
Sell too much. There are some things that you're not to sell. There are some things that you must make succeed in generations, inherit, generational way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
otherwise, the generation is like one step forward, 2-3 steps backward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I put up some trust that they can't sell, but succeed in generations, benefit. That is what the rich do, you know.
Yeah, of course.
I think, you know.
Generational wealth, yeah.
And take all Charles now. Him and him siblings,
them don't pay this 40%.
No, them don't pay that at all. No.
So it's one for them, and the next rule for the majority of people will show you say there's no equality of justice.
None whatsoever.
It's a farce, and them come talk you about freedom and equal rights and justice. It's lie. You know? Them a live out for the people. You see? It's like them want the majority of people to work like slaves to maintain and make the very few rich become richer and richer. And we know say that based on a racist thing too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah, man.
We're gonna move, yeah. We're gonna move.
We start to get your last week, me hold for a long time, and the next one go down. Yeah, man, so enough money, but
Hush.
Yes, we do the hush thing.
When I see you, I give back some of the phone money.
All right, I will hold you on that. People,
no, I don't want you hold me. I don't want you hold me, no. I don't want you hold me. All right, I give time. Yeah. All right.
Bag of tricks.
Cedric Martin and the Congos still there on the road. I do things, I tell you. Hey, them elder man there, although you not hear about them, you say, you know, they might go on with things out there, you know. They might go on with things out there. Anyway, remember, so we come forward at 2 o'clock with the stepping razor, the art of war. Remember that. And as I say, we want to thank Shane. We have a serious program I go on tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, a little more. Understand? Hey, Mario Dean. The case with Mario Dean after 10 years. After 10 years, Mario Dean case not done yet. Police them still there. 10 years ago, Mario Dean dead. And after 10 years, it's still a go laga. Justice in a Jamaica is a weird thing, I tell you. The police arrest the police every day. Yes, some madness go on there, so. Yeah, so it's not a joke business. It's not a joke business. They must shoot the youth them unlawfully. Some of them policemen say, boy, I'm out of where I talk about. You think me going to make them money live for go get where when them go to court. You know, like that them might tell me, you know. Proudly them I say it to, you know. Proudly.
What up? Yeah, me people. What go on? Big up on yourself again, you see it? Yeah, man, you don't know the thing come down already, people. You don't know, say, a Mutabaruka that. You don't know, say, a Cuttin age style. You see it, me people. So all me have to tell you, say, just do the right thing. Put this video to 5,000 likes, people. You understand? Yeah, man. You don't know the thing come down. Make sure you share this to your grandmother, all your loved ones, in your yard, the cat and the dog, yard and abroad. You understand? Over there under your nose. I'm out.